Here are the controls of the SKODA Scala, along with a couple of extras that have been fitted to the car. You've got keyless entry with this model, so you can either use the handle or the key to lock and unlock the car. The principle works both ways for the amount of times you need to either grab the handle or press the button. So to lock the car, you can either touch the back of the sensor and the door mirrors fold in. Easiest way to tell if your car is locked. If you lock it twice, you would need to then do it again twice because we've already waited too long, so it resets. So if you want to turn the interior alarm off, so if there's anybody inside the car, it means any movement inside won't set the alarm going. You need to lock it twice. So you go once, twice. You hear the second loud clunk, and that deadlocks the car only. Or you can press once, twice on the key fob. To unlock the car, again, once does one door only, twice does all of the doors and the boot, and you can also open the boot on your own, which I'll show you in a moment. Or you can use the handle. So grab the handle, release, grab. Doing it twice will unlock all of the doors. Make sure if there's more than one of you getting in the car that they don't grab the handles before the second clunk, otherwise it resets and you have to do it again. But you can change the settings so that all of the doors unlock with just one grab if you wish, and that's inside the car settings, which I'll show you shortly. So your boot button you can do on the inside of the door pocket, which I'll show you that shortly. Once all of the car has been opened, you've got the button underneath next to the camera, and you've got the button here as well. Now if the car is locked and you walk up to the car, and you can then just grab the button next to the rear camera, and the car knows that you've got the key and you're close to the vehicle. In fact, you don't need to unlock it. The boot will open with just a press of the soft touch button, which is very, very clever. Inside we've got your shopping bag hooks either side, little storage pockets, and this one's got the spare wheel as well, which has got your jack kit and your wheel brace and your locking wheel nut key. And of course you've got the boot line as well to keep everything nice and clean and tidy. And you can set the height of the boot by pressing the button and stopping it where you want the boot's height. Press and hold it until you hear the beeps. And then every time you shut and then open again, it'll only go to where you've stored it. And to override it, you just push it back up to the top. Press and hold the button again until you hear the beeps. Your petrol cap, once the driver's door is open, you just push it on the corner there and that opens up. You can pop your cap in there while you're filling up, and you've got your ice scraper in there as well. So that's where you can open and close the boot from the inside if you need to. You've also got your electric heated and power fold door mirrors, so you can fold them in while you're driving if you need as well, and heated for in the winter. Electric windows front and rear, and you can lock the rear so nobody can mess around with them, only you can control them. Height adjustment on the seat, so you either lift it up or push it down. Your back angle and your lumbar support, so you can, depending on how much you want, support in the back of your lower back there. And you've got the lever under the left side of the seat, lift up to pull you forwards and backwards. You've got automatic lights and wipers with this model, so if you leave it on auto, it'll do your side and your main beam whenever you need it. If you do want to turn it yourself, you can go to side and main, but say auto will do it all for you. Your fog lights are also on here, so you pull out once for your front fogs and twice for your rear. A little bit of storage underneath your knee there as well. And it's a start button ignition. So if you press the button once by pushing it in, it will turn your ignition on, so everything appears on your dash. But to start the car, you must have your foot on the brake, press and hold the button, and the engine will start for you. And then when you reach your destination, you just press it again and that'll switch the engine off. Windscreen wipers, so down Once is just one wipe and then it bounces back to off. Up is your auto setting, and you can control the speed of the auto setting by using the toggle switch at the top. Or you can override it by pushing up to go normal or fast. Push it away from you does your rear wiper, and if you push it even further away you get the water at the back. And if you pull it towards you, you get the water jets at the front. On the left hand side you've got your indicators, your full beam or pull towards you for a flash, and you've got your cruise control and speed limiter as well. So flip the switch on the top to on, it will show you in your eye line down there. There you go, miles per hour. It will show you there that your cruise control is on. Get up to the speed you want, take your foot off the accelerator and press the bottom toggle switch which says set. It will tell you what speed you've set it at. You can increase the speed or decrease the speed. You can temporarily cancel it and resume back to what you was doing. If somebody cuts you up and you have to brake or accelerate, it does turn off, and then you can resume back to what you was doing as well. But if you turn it off and then on again, you always have to start by pressing set. There's a button underneath here as well, which you can see with where this symbol is. If you press that button, it will then allow you to select either cruise control or speed limiter. So you push in to then select. Speed limiter is similar to cruise control, but you would continue to have your foot on the accelerator. The car just wouldn't let you go over the speed that you set. So you've got a virtual dash with this model. So it gives you the fuel, your temperature, and you can change the look and feel of the dash yourself. So it gives you your mileage, handbrakes on, which way you're headed. That little symbol at the top there just lets you know that you've got front assist on the car. That disappears after about 30 seconds of driving. Now the front assist will brake in the event of anything shooting out in front of the vehicle if you don't see it for that split second, which is incredible for safety. And it tells you outside air temperature. Now you can change these pieces of information. I'll show you how to do that in a little moment. And you've got your speedo, instant speedo, what gear you're in, and your speed in the centre there. If you don't want that dash, you change by pressing view. And whatever's in the middle, you can change. So again, I like to have how many miles I've got left in the tank and what my average MPG has been. So if you want to change this piece in the middle, you then press select. Oh, no. Press menu, sorry, which is this one here. And then use the roller to go up and down, dependent on what you want to see in this middle section. And just to show you, in driving data, when you're in driving data, you've got then, you can go up and down on the roller here to go through different pieces of information. If you go to overview and then push the button in, you can change from since start, long term, and since refuel. And then whatever you've got in the middle, the next screen, by pressing view again, will appear on the entire screen. So again, you can change that by pressing menu, scrolling up or down, depending on what information you actually want to see in the screen. Sat nav tends to be a very popular one. Press view again. Just a slightly different design with the pieces of information and what radio station you're listening to as well. Limited information. And then back to the front. This is one that I always used to have on my screen, but you can play around with that as you wish. You've got flappy paddles, up gears and down gears. That will flick you into manual mode. If ever you're unsure about manual mode, just pop it back into drive, which I'll show you in a moment. Assistant systems button brings up letting you know that you've got lane assist on the car. A lot of people don't like lane assist. I always used to turn mine off because it's great for long journeys, but on your shorter journeys it can get a bit annoying. So if you do want to turn it off, you just press assistant systems, scroll button in, it'll untick, and then assistant systems again, and that's switched off. But it does switch back on every time you start the car. And it lets you know you've got your cruise control, your speed limiter, and your front assist as well. Over on the left, you've got your volume up, and pull it down to bring it down, or you can push in to mute. In between your radio stations and voice control, use at your own peril. A lot of people can never get voice control to work, and it can take twice as long to do anything. You can adjust the height and the reach of the steering wheel, which will allow you to push the steering wheel in or pull it out, and then up or down, and you just lift that back up to lock it in place. You do have an armrest. It doesn't have any notches on it, unfortunately. That's the one thing that I never used to use it because of that reason. So if you do lift it up and put your arm on, it will just drop down, or you can push it back, and then you've got your cup holders in there. That's a one-handed bottle opener. Your parking sensors, which you can bring up, which will show you both your fronts and your rears, but that will automatically appear while you're driving anyway. And your start-stop system, which all modern cars have got. So when you come to a junction, if the battery's got enough power to turn itself back on, the engine will cut out and you'll see that symbol in your dash. If there's a line through it, it means it hasn't got enough power to turn itself back on, so it won't switch off. But all you do to turn the engine back on when it has kicked out is just release the brake, so it won't change your driving style in any way, shape or form. So your gears, you hold the button in to change for the first initial gear, hold it in, foot on the brake. It won't let you actually pull the lever down until the foot brake, the green symbol, has gone out. So if you put your foot on the brake, green symbol goes out, hold the button in, and then it will allow you to slide down the gears. So reverse, you've got your rear camera, and so if you wait a few seconds, it then shows you the full screen, and you can see exactly where the back of your bumper is, which is incredible. Then you can slide it down into neutral. Nobody tends to use neutral with an automatic. Slide it down again and you've got drive. It'll always tell you what gear you're in on the screen somewhere, depending on what view you've got. And then you can tap it down at any point to pop you into sport mode. And then tap it down again into drive. You can knock it over to the left for manual mode, and then you can go up the gears or bring it back down the gears. It will bring you down the gears anyway if you don't, because you can't stall an automatic, but it won't push you up the gears in this. You will have to do it yourself, otherwise the engine will start screaming. Failing that, just leave it in full auto, and then hold the button in to take it back up to P. These are the new design charge points, so USB-C charge points. So if you haven't got the latest phone with the lightning pin size on both ends, you'll need to get yourself an adapter if you want to charge your phone in the car. Digital climate control, so you've got your temperature, and you can have a different temperature for driver and passenger. If you want to use more features, you'll need to press menu. You do have your recirculation and auto on here. Auto will take it away from where you've sent it to and send it where it thinks it needs to go. Heated rear screen and maximum blast up the front screen. But if you press menu, this actually comes with a heated front windscreen, which is absolutely fantastic in winter, which is one of those optional extras that was added onto the car. So on here, you will then be able to slide the fans or press wherever you want it, change the temperature, press sync, and then you control both sides of the car. That's where you want it directed to, and you can change it from manual to auto or off, which you can also press down here, and of course your aircon as well. So your stereo system, that's your power on button, and then you've got menu, home, which will give you a split screen depending on what information you want to see on the screen. And then, a bit like on your phone, you'll have these little menus to get into, and again you've got some menus down the side here as well. So most popular one tends to be the radio, and you've got lots of pages, all of these little dots down here, so you can press the dots or you can slide it over, go into your station list, find the radio station that you want to listen to, press the back arrow button, find an empty one. Oh, I haven't even filled that many. Press and hold and store. That one doesn't work, by the way, only at Christmas. Then you've got your media, so what you're listening to. So you press source, and it's either off your phone, if you've got anything plugged in via a USB stick, which again you'd need the adapter for, and off the radio. And then you just follow the information that comes up on the screen. Bluetooth. So to pair your phone to the car, go into your phone, into your settings, make sure you're visible if you haven't got an iPhone. Find SKODA 2029 and then press pair. Follow the instructions that come on the screen, and then once you've paired your phone, you will have 2 pages of empty boxes which will say add favourite. So if you click add favourite, it'll bring up all of your contacts, and then you just select the contact that you want. It'll pop your contact in there. So if you then want to ring someone while you're driving, you just press phone, press the person, and it will ring. Somebody rings you while you're driving, it will come up in your eye line who's ringing, and then you can either press the scroll button in, because it will say accept, or you can press the roller to go to reject and then press the scroll button in again, or there will be a red reject button on the main screen here. SmartLink will allow you to use certain apps off your phone through the stereo. Currently, iPhone is Bluetooth connectivity, so you don't need to plug in, whereas if you don't have an iPhone, you would need to plug in to use that, and it must be an original cable that come with a phone. Vehicle, so this is where you can change certain features of the car. If anything ever pops up amber light wise on the dash, it will tell you in here what's going on in vehicle status. And if that symbol pops up, you know you've got a loss in pressure, so get them all checked. You can then reset to make sure that they're all okay, and then if it goes off again the next day, you know you've got a puncture somewhere. You've also got the virtual dash. So this is where you can change the information depending on what you want to see in your eye line. So there you go. So you've got range and range. So as I say, it's all personal preference. I tend to have the consumption and the range. You can also go into driving data, so it will give you your 3 trips again, since start, long term and since refuel. And main settings is where you can actually tailor how the car performs with you. So things like your opening and closing. So if you want all of the doors to unlock with just one grab of the handle or one press of the key, you can do. Or if you want just the side, if it's just 2 of you getting in the car, usually with parents and kids. Or if you want the default, which is the single door. You can even turn the interior alarm off rather than having to lock it twice. You can turn it off that way as well if need be. And then lock automatically when driving. Anything over 5 miles an hour, the car will lock for you. Your sat nav. So if you press the arrow button down the side here, you can move the map around, zoom in or out, re-centralise, and then to find somewhere, you press this little button down here, search, and type in an address. If you want to save the address, it's just a postcode you're putting in, it will only bring up coordinates. So the best thing to do is go into More, press the star button, and it'll ask you to name it. Otherwise, when you go into your previously, it'll just have a list of coordinates. But if you put the actual address in, it will actually show the address from the last time. And you just click start.
Please drive to the route shown.
And that's where you can then choose to have your sat nav in your eye line or on here. Your assistance systems just shows you've got lane assist and front assist on the car. All of your sound settings, some manuals, You can have a slideshow of your favourite photos if you've got them on a USB stick. All of your main system settings. You've got SKODA Connect, which is only free for the first year of any brand new Skoda. It is something that you would be able to utilise until its first birthday. We're not quite there yet, and you would need to create an account. Once you've gone to the end of the first year on the car, you can then pay by going into shop to have the Skoda Connect again. If you go onto Skoda's own website and search for SKODA Connect, it will give you all of the benefits that would be able to give you. Then you've got all of the legal jargon that comes with the computer system, and you can get into your aircon through here, as well as pressing your menu down here. And you've got your lock and your unlock, your automatic dimming rearview mirror, your lights, which are on with the doors on or off, and then you've got your extra sides as well, or just one. Then you've got your lovely panoramic sunroof. So if it's a bit bright, you can have the cover over as much or as little as you like, just by pressing the button. And then to pull it back, you just press the button again. I must admit, it was very rarely I ever had it closed. I may have just done a little bit if it was a bit bright on the top of my head and my eyes, but other than that, I tend to have it fully open. SOS button. If you ever saw an accident, you can press this button. It would put you through to the emergency services, and there is a GPS box in the car, so they would know exactly where you are to be able to get to that person with an even faster response time. Then you've got the breakdown assistance as well, SKODA Assistance, and SKODA Customer Services. I think that is pretty much everything inside. Yes, it is. So I hope you enjoy this video, and we'll look forward to seeing you soon. Bye bye.